Welcome everybody. Welcome everybody to the Wild Wild West. The streets are untouchable like Ellie's net. So glad you're here today, because today's going to be a very special but very sad day that I can't get into until we get at least 600 people in here. And now we have 7. So I don't know if we're even going to get 600 people in. We'll probably get 8, as much as 8. My record is 9. It's a very historic day here on the Boogie Bob show. And I called RJ. I flew RJ in. RJ is going to be on the show today. So that's big. That's big. Rev's here. Me and Rev had a 2-hour conversation earlier about the show today and the significance or lack of significance of the show today. So we will be discussing all of that. There's a couple ground rules. I don't want no one looking at my watch. It's not worth it. And don't look at my ring I got from Temu. I got this ring on Temu for $1.58. It's a really pretty ring. And it's almost metal. It's some kind of metal-ish. Come on. Where am I going? There's $1. Makes me look like a big shot. And if I put it on the pinky, I kind of look like I'm in the mob. In the gay mob. Okay. For those of you who aren't in here, that's on you. You came late to the party. Guys, after 1,276 news broadcasts, 1,276, today is 1,277, and it is my last show on the Boogie Bob show. Rev and I discussed it. Guys, the numbers aren't there. Zero credibility. People scoff at me when I walk down the street. I got into this business to become a big newsman, to be the guy that everybody wanted to see. There goes Walter Cronkite Jr. I failed miserably. So after 1,277 shows, today is 78. 1,278 show. It is the last Boogie Bob. Oh, look at Alfred ruining the gig. Alfred ruined. It's April Fool's. It's April Fool's. Some of you are crying right now. Some of you are calling your attorney, gonna sue me. Some of you are calling your psychotherapist. Oh my God, what do I do? Boogie Bob's over. It's done. After 1,277 shows, he's done. What will I do with my life? Would I do that to you? It's a prank. It was April Fool's, but Alfred came in. I think he ruined last year too. I think Alfred ruined last year too. I do have a side job though. I am going back to gay porn, where I did 2,670 films. The last one, called Come Enjoy My Manhole Cover, is out on DVD right now, that I think a lot of you might enjoy, and some of you will puke watching. Alright, I apologize. I had this big old thing that I was going to do to say it was my last show, but who cares? When you have your last Seinfeld, people go, oh no, it's my last one. Next week, next Sunday is the very last Larry David. People are like, oh, what will I do on Sunday nights? Well, Boogie Bob, I just signed a contract, a lucrative signed contract, to do one more year of the Boogie Bob show, and I got $2 and a ham sandwich. So thank you, Rev, for the ham sandwich. I think I had some. I held out for some prosciutto on my bread, and he said no. So you're gonna get what you get. I got $2 and half a ham sandwich for the next year, and I'm pretty happy with those negotiations. Shall we get on with the horrible news? By the way, happy Easter, he has risen. Now, a lot of people say he is risen, but I find that old-timey talk. Thou art for he risen. He's risen. On the third day, he rose again. Christ died on Good Friday, same day as my dad. So, and my sister's kitten, unfortunately. But they all have risen And it was a beautiful day. I had dinner with my friend Shelby. I ran into these beautiful kids last night. Rev, thank you for your kind message. I ran into these two young girls who were selling Girl Scout cookies with their mom. Their mom was so proud. And they were $7 a box. I bought every box. $77 in cookies. My game plan was to give them out, but I went, there was nobody out. There was only a couple people. I said, you want some Girl Scout cookies? They were looking at me crazy. But I gave away 3 boxes, and now I ate a box, gave a box to one of my shorties. So now I got like 8 boxes, 6 boxes, I don't know. But I'm going to be eating Girl Scout cookies for the next week. Shall we get on with the news and views you can use if you choose? If you choose not to use the news and views, and soon as you lose your fools? I should quit. I should quit right now after that beautiful, seamless thing. And look at Rev on top of things. He says your picture is backwards. Let's see if Rev is lying. Sometimes he lies. I can't never tell. Is it backwards? Let's see if Rev is full of crap. No, Rev was right. Now, Rev lies a lot. But honestly, he only lies about the lies he lies about. Thank you, Rev. Shall we proceed with the show? By the way, Rev, congratulations. Rev is doing some really big things now. Very proud of him and praying for him and his family because he deserves it. Hi, Clara. Clara's in the house, everybody. Oh, now I can see. Now I can see. Also, the Girl Scout cookie boxes used to, now they're like really small. It's like a box about the size of this. They got smaller. But I never buy the cookies for cookies. I buy the cookies to help the girls feel like they're doing something. All right, so is nothing sacred anymore? The holiest day of the year for Christians is the resurrection of Christ. Resurrection of Christ. So protesters stormed St. Patrick's Easter Mass as Hochul honors trans visibility is nothing sacred. There they are. I think this one got a damn umbrella. This one's tackled. Okay. A lot of controversy about trans visibility. Joe Biden announced that Trans Visibility Day was yesterday. Well, that's Easter. So, of course, Tucker Carlson and Donald Trump lost their minds. I didn't need to tell people things. I support Trans Visibility Day. I can't say it, but I support it. But it's been around since 2009. And every year, it is March 31st. March 31st, Trans Visibility Day. And Easter is all over the place. Easter could be April 7th or March 22nd. It usually falls on the third Sunday or the last Sunday of the year, however that works. Easter is not March 31st. Easter is different, like Thanksgiving. It's always on a Thursday. Easter is always on a Sunday. And since our days of the year are different every year, Easter can't fall on the same day every year. So yesterday happened to also be Trans Visibility Day. Hey man, how are you? It's good to see you. And it's no shock to me that Caitlyn Jenner used to be Bruce Jenner, one of the most famous trans people on the planet, who's also a very staunch Donald Trumper. She's up in arms. How dare they? It's like she hates herself. How dare they do Trans Visibility Day on... So just so it's clear, I want to make it very clear. Easter is my day. It's my big boy. It's a very, very holy day for me. But it is not Trans Visibility Day. It just happened to have fallen on that. I think what would have been worse is to cancel it and say we're going to have it on March 7th this year. So it doesn't mix up with... It is what it is since 2009. I've never seen Donald Trump make a tweet about it. Till yesterday. So you can get pissed or do whatever you're doing, but this was not Joe Biden. He did not name it that. Joe Biden wasn't around as president in 2009. Shall we proceed? I think we should. Let's just get past that. Jewish rapper. A Jewish rapper. Keeping it real. He's kosher. While most hip-hoppers' touring contracts include the artist's preferred band on a high-end liquor, that's called you get a rider in your contract. Everybody knows that Van Halen said you couldn't have any brown M&Ms in their locker room, and Pete Diddy says you gotta have this certain kind of liquor. This guy, Moshe Reuven's list calls for rabbi-sanctioned dairy products. Good for him. Good for him. My sister is getting on a plane today. She is going to the birthplace of all 4 of us Bowen children. We were all born in Waco, Texas. Now, where's Waco? Waco's in Texas. Duh, I just said Waco, Texas. Keep up. Matthew B., keep up. Waco is also the birthplace of Dr. Pepper. You ever enjoyed a nice Dr. Pepper? You're welcome, Boogie Bob. It's from Waco, Texas. It also is the home of the horrible Branch Davidian massacre, the killing, the suicide from David Koresh. Probably most famous for that. But my sister is going with her friends because they have the total eclipse of the sun. We've got a total eclipse happening here, guys. It's going to happen on next week. And there's a belt that swoops through all the way up from Mexico. It's going to swoop up through America, and that belt is 50 miles wide. And if you're in that belt, you'll see the eclipse for like 2 minutes longer than the regular Joe Schmo. Here in New York, you ain't gonna see nothing. It's gonna be too cloudy. But if you are into the eclipse, the total eclipse of the heart, then you are probably gonna really enjoy that. That should be cool. Okay, so they're always mad at something. Guys, do you really have a problem? You personally have a problem with transgenders? How dare them! If he was born with a dick, he's a dude! I don't care. I want everyone to be happy. If you're a legal consenting adult and you feel you were born in the wrong body, God bless you. That's me. I'm not trying to force my thing on you. But people are pissed. Look at this beautiful. I think it's beautiful. The sound and fury of at Dems. It's always the Marjorie Taylor Greens. It's disgusting. I think if you protest too much, then you're probably right in the closet with them. Pride, the World Trade Center pictured and the bridge of the Empire State Building all had colors of the trans flag. I think we should celebrate all people of Earth. And if you're really caring about someone's sexuality that bad, then you have a problem. I'm not going to do the whole protest at St. Pat's. The famous Deli honors Detective Diller. This is the young officer who was slain. Look at that. They're going to honor him. I think they're going to make a sandwich out of him. It's a famous deli. Finest cuts. Mario's Meats. Mario Meat Market. Joe DiGiangi. Oh, he's Italian. Longtime slicer Artie Spinelli. Think he's Italian? They're donating funds from the new sub sandwich to Detective Jonathan Diller. The brand new sub sandwich in his name. God bless him. Man dodges flying blade. Did you see this? Did any of you see this? This is insane. Hi, Kevin Butler. How are you? You know in them old Bugs Bunny movies? They got a saw blade that spins. And they cut the wood. They have those are real saw blades. They're still around. Well, this saw blade, I just saw it on the news before I left the house. It somehow broke loose from its contraption, and it's like a tire spinning down the road, and it's stuck right into the door of like a deli or something. Man dodges flying blade. An Oregon man narrowly escaped death when a runaway saw blade, guys, this saw blade was like 4 feet tall. I'm not kidding. It would have sliced through anything it hit. That would have been horrible. That would have been a Bugs Bunny cartoon. Roadrunner never had to outrun a damn saw blade like this. He narrowly escaped death when a runaway saw blade whipped through the parking lot and lodged into a building. It goes into the building about 4 inches deep. Shane Ramenchi was entering Quick Strip's neighborhood market in Eugene, Oregon on Thursday when he saw the blade broke loose from a nearby construction site. I put my hand on the door and I heard a loud bang and yelling. A 4-foot blade, bro. This is a 4-foot blade. You ever see Popeye and he's on the damn thing and Snidely Whiplash is doing a you'll be killed, or Bluto done it. Yeah, and then it's spinning like this, and poor Popeye's on the conveyor belt, getting ready to. Well, that's what that blade was. I think they should outlaw them damn things. Where's Marjorie Taylor Greene? Why isn't she mad about those big ass blades trying to kill people? I put my hand on the door. I heard loud bang and yelling. The 4-foot blade hurling at me. Last minute, I was able to duck behind the counter. This thing chopped through everything. It was horrible. You'll see the video. You can go to YouTube. You can just type in saw blade. Shoplifting penalty. It should be a bigger penalty. I'm not reading that. No, duh. It's just a shoplifting. Queen's Bar is reeling after slaying. The bar worker fatally stabbed in the Irish pub in Queens Saturday was a sweet, innocent girl. A worker, a female worker stabbed in a damn bar. Come on, bro. We have to do better, ladies and gentlemen. She was a sweet, innocent girl from Ireland whose boyfriend attacked her. Oh boy. So it wasn't a random, it was a boyfriend. Sarah McNally, 41, who lived in Glendale, died on the floor of the Cecil House pub on Grand Avenue in Mashpeth after the 6:30 assault left her bleeding from stab wounds to her neck. Sources say her boyfriend, with whom she'd been living for several months, barged into the bar, knifed her, and then tried to leave the bar. She was just standing there talking to someone, said a female patron who witnessed it. Her boyfriend just started stabbing her. Then he started trying to stab himself. They should have let him do that. He's got a knife, he's going to stab himself. Go ahead. Stab away, my friend. He should have stabbed himself first. When the cops rolled up, the suspect had a blade in each hand. He was bleeding from self-inflicted knife wounds. Cops told him to drop the knives. They tased him. When he didn't, authorities transported the unidentified stabber to the NYC Health Hospital. They should have beat his ass in a cab on the way down there. I'm sorry. I apologize. This is Keep It Real Monday. Fatal shooting. Where at, Joe? In the Bronx? Yes. In the Bronx. Where's Joe? I last heard Joe has a job working with Safat. So he's pointing out things walking around with Safat in Queens. One man was killed and another was seriously injured in a shooting in the Bronx. Where at, Joe? In the Bronx? Yeah, he said right here, the Bronx. Police responded to multiple 911 calls reporting shots fired on East 187th Street. Officers discovered a 25-year-old man with a gunshot wound to the chest and a 23-year-old man with wounds to his stomach and buttocks. Both victims taken by ambulance to Cooperman Barnabas Medical. The 25-year-old was pronounced deceased on arrival. Okay, this is Warnock. I think his name's Anthony, but I'll get his name. I'm sorry. Raphael. What do you know? Raphael Warnock. He's a real pastor. He's also a politician. He's ripping Donald Trump. Not about his politics, but about selling that damn Bible. My Bible, I don't do a good Trump, is not only the best Bible, but it also comes with the Pledge of Allegiance. He put the Pledge of Allegiance in the Bible, folks. So if you're from Mexico, don't read this Bible. If you're from Italy, not for you, because it also comes with the Constitution. I can just imagine someone sitting around going, we need to make some money. Let's sell a Bible, and let's get all the ones who wave the flags and put shit on their back of their trucks and wear the hats and the shirts, and let's get something for them. They can't call it a Trump Bible. I think that would be going too far. But let's put the Declaration of Independence, the Pledge of Allegiance. There's not enough room. Let's take out the Our Father. Let's take out the Lord's Prayer. Everybody, we don't need that one. And the Hail Mary's got to go. But we need, I pledge allegiance to the, I just find it absolutely insane. Like, who okayed that? And they're $60. I just bought the most beautiful Bible. I reviewed it on this channel. On Amazon, it was 20 bucks. And I looked at probably 100 Bibles before I picked the one I wanted. I didn't want the one with the pretty cover. I wanted the ones that I would be able to navigate and enjoy and be able to read and share, and with big print for my eyes. And I'm a little upset because mine doesn't have. All right, my bad. Senator Raphael Warnock got biblical on former Donald Trump president during Easter Sunday, ripping the candidate for licensing his name and selling the God Bless the USA Bible. That's what it's called, by the way. Listen, I don't care if you love the guy or not. At some point you have to say, and there are some Christians that are a little upset about this. At some point you say, guys, it's a Bible. And it will only be sold to Republicans who have a voter ID card. I made that part up. Ripping the candidate for selling and licensing his name to sell God Bless the USA Bible. He drew a parallel between Trump and money chargers at the New Testament. You remember when Jesus flipped over the tables? Said, you shall not sell here? The new Bible does not need Donald Trump's endorsement, and Jesus, in the very last week of his life, chased the money changers out of the temple. That was the last week he lived. I think it was a conspiracy, and I think the left got him. The sad thing is that none of us were surprised by this. I was actually pretty surprised. You know, when he sold the sneakers and the cologne, I'm like, he's selling stuff. He could sell water, suitcases, the sneakers. Donald Trump sneakers. He's trying to get the black vote and the young kid vote and the sneakerhead vote. Hi, little buddy. But the Bible thing did surprise. Were any of you shocked or surprised? I don't know if I was shocked. I was surprised. I was like, what the? I posted the video and people kept telling me it was AI. They thought I was lying. The sad thing that none of us were surprised by this. This is what we expect from the former president, added the senior pastor at Ebenezer Baptist Church, where the Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. preached. MSNBC host was in a Trump tantrum. Host Nicole Wallace threw her script in the air during a live broadcast Friday while she railed against Donald Trump for calling out Judge's daughter. Guys, I don't like this. So, Donald Trump is facing 91 felonies. I think 4 of them got kicked off, so let's say 80. Let's round it down to 85 felonies. Well, in one of the cases, he is actually going after the judge's daughter and saying really unkind, horrible things. You do understand that if Donald Trump said today, there's a YouTuber named Boogie Bob, he does his stupid show over at Worldwide Plaza, tomorrow there'd be 1,000 people here to kill me, or hurt me, or threaten me, or ruin my show, or get it worse than, can't ruin something that's already ruined, so make my show even worse than it already is. So he has a lot of power with his things. I don't think he should be going after a judge's daughter. It's horrible, horrible. So, if you watch YouTube, you'll see that squatters have just about more rights than the people who own the houses. These guys are being taken to court. Queens owners taken to court by the squatters. So what happens is now, a lot of squatters will go around to different neighborhoods, look for a home that's unkempt, and say, that person that owns that house is not living here, we're moving in. And then getting them out, you can't just kick in the door and throw them out. You have to go to court, and sometimes it takes 2 or 3 years. I think you should be able to get your brothers and your cousins with baseball bats and kick in the door and club them. But I'm not a fancy lawyer. I don't know the ins and outs of law. But if you have a home, and some people that have multiple homes, let's say somebody owns homes in Italy and Paris, and he has one in Beverly Hills. Well, he hasn't been to the one in Beverly Hills for a year or two, and someone breaks in and moves in. You can't just go and say, hey, why are you in my house? Sometimes these squatters have rights. Well, this squatter's suing. A pair of alleged squatters accused of unlawfully moving into a Queens duplex are suing its rightful owners after refusing to vacate the 930. These are the owners. I don't think those are the squatters. I'll find out. It's a $1 million home. It's the latest logic-defying chapter in the squatter saga in the borough of Queens, which in recent weeks has seen multiple homes occupied by unwelcome invaders who claim property rights under a New York City permissive law. It's absolutely absurd. There are some laws on the book where if you, what do they say? If you own, the rights are in the 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of the law. You possess it, you own it. And that applies to some rules in Queens, but not just Queens, because I watch it on YouTube all the time. A squatter gets in your home, bro, you're going to have a very, very tough time getting it out. P. Diddy, oh, P. Diddy, how the mighty has fallen. This guy's a billionaire, folks. He's a billionaire, and he is probably going to go to prison for a very long time. You cannot have sexual liaisons with children. You certainly can't take them across state lines. The curse of Combs may finally be catching up with Diddy. I just want to let you know, I was there from the beginning. I was at Motown. Now, he was a young, very, very enthusiastic executive for Uptown Records. Uptown Records was owned by Andre Harrell, and Andre Harrell happened to be seeing the girl that I was in love with. Now, he's a multi-millionaire. I was a piece of crap with nothing, but we were in love with the same girl. Kiki. Her name was Kiki. I used to bring her roses every day. He'd just pull up in the damn limo and say, get in, girl. I'll be over there swooning over her. And I'm handsome now, but I was much more handsome around 93. 93 or 94. So I was also in hip-hop, but I was at Motown, but I certainly wasn't on any level of these guys. I was nothing. So, with that said, P. Diddy, the first time I heard his name, Puff Daddy, was, he was throwing parties. These large, he would get a group like Mary J. Blige or Escape, and then he would have them perform, and he would be the promoter of the show. And the first one happened at the campus, the college campus, where I think 9 people were trampled to death because he sold so many tickets. It only holds 2,000. You sell 4,000, and the next thing you know, people got trampled. I think 9 people died. I can't remember. But after that, Sean Combs kept on grinding and grinding, and he finally left and started his own Bad Boy. His first artist, Craig Mack, dead. His second artist, Biggie, dead. His wife and girlfriend of 20 years, dead. His business partners, like Heavy D, dead. Andre Harrell, dead. Dead, 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 dead. I always said it's just stupid, it's a coincidence, but now there seems to be a whole lot more to it. I don't spread conspiracy theories. Take that with a grain of salt. Biggie Smalls, the biggest rapper in the world, the notorious Christopher Wallace, the notorious B.I.G., my idol, my hero, who I met, by the way, had this horrible thing go down with Tupac, everyone knew there was a West Coast, East Coast thing happening. And Biggie put out his second album, coming out like next week. By the way, I was at 12 o'clock midnight in Times Square to get his album when it dropped. And everybody said, what the hell is Biggie doing in California? Why is Biggie promoting his album in LA for all them gangster murderers who are so upset about Tupac's death and they blame him? Why is Biggie out there celebrating? And on Biggie's last album, second album, but he put a third one out years after he died. They had recordings, they all crammed together. But on his second album, he had a song called Going Back to Cali, which was a remake of LL Cool J's song. And it was almost taunting these guys. Bro, if you know that LA gangbangers want to kill you, you don't go to LA. I always wonder why P. Diddy, so smart, would take his beloved Biggie. That's the last shot of them taken together. That's the night he was murdered. To LA. They went to Quincy Jones' party, like a Soul Train party. They walked outside, got in their car, went one block, pop, 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 Biggie was shot and killed. So whatever happens to Sean Combs, much of it is on his own hands. Someone got a protection order against a 9-year-old. A 9-year-old Oklahoma boy was served with a victim protecting order during school after he allegedly stalked and harassed a female classmate for months. Can you imagine? A 9-year-old Jeffrey Dahmer. This little girl doesn't need someone harassing and stalking. I bet it was horrific and horrible. Everywhere she went, there he was. Pottawatomie. It's funny that name, Pottawatomie County Sheriff. Pottawatomie, I had a dear friend growing up, the Finley family. They were Indians, 100% Indian, and they were Pottawatomie. I've never even heard the name since then, but Pottawatomie County Sheriff's officials served a student at Horace Mann Elementary School on Wednesday after Judge Tracy McDaniel signed off the order petitioning by the girl's mother. I would have took my little girl out of school. Pottawatomie County Undersheriff Travis Dindle-Whittle. Hi, what's your name? Travis Dindle-Whittle. Travis Dindle-Whittle said his office noticed the boy's family before serving him at school. Notified his family. We served it there because it was the address that was put on the petition. I was shocked because he's only 9 years old, being served by the sheriff's office. The boy's grandmother, LaVon McCoy, said, adding she fears the legal consequences will affect the future of her grandson. Your grandson's a creep. Sorry, that's not nice. It's a 9-year-old stalker. What about the young girl he's stalking? Do you care about her, Grandma? She says she had not witnessed her grandson physically attacking his classmate, and they were just children being children. So he kicks her and pulls her hair and grabs on her. It's just kids being kids. The grandma's the problem, and the mom is probably or the dad. But Goggins said she had made several attempts to resolve the issue before I said enough is enough and went to a judge. Shout out to that mom for getting involved. I was bullied at school. I was poor. I was wearing hand-me-downs and people would laugh, and it hurts. And you don't, where can you go? You can't escape anywhere. You're going to go, I used to go and sit in the bathroom and shut the door so people wouldn't tease me. A shot pastor preaches. A Memphis preacher returned to the pulpit on Easter Sunday just 5 weeks after being shot in the mouth by crooks as they stole his car outside the church. That person's going to rot in hell. You steal a pastor's car outside of the church. Pastor Clemmy Livingston Jr. Clemmy, that's a cool name. Clemmy Livingston Jr. delivered a sermon. The guy got shot in the mouth, bro. Laying there, I kept saying to myself that I'll be dead in a little while. But he survived and never lost consciousness. The good thing about me, my take on being a Christian is I know when I die, I'm not going to be sitting there going, oh, I hope I live. Of course you want to live, but I know where I'm going. I know that I have been given a deal. In John 3:16 it says, he who loves God and believes that Jesus Christ is the Savior shall have everlasting life. I'm taking you up on that offer. I've always said it. God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten Son, that he who believeth in Jesus Christ shall not perish but have everlasting life. And that is the whole, the New Testament is like 400 pages. Just take that John 3:16 and there you go. That sums it up. So when I'm laying there on my deathbed, I'll be running towards the light. I'm not clinging to this. This is cool, but it's nothing like the light. And this is a living testament. Laying there, I kept saying to myself, I'll be dead in a little while. But he did survive, and he never lost consciousness. In my spirit and in my heart, I know that Jesus brought me through for a purpose. What do I know? People say, well, what if you're wrong? What if I'm wrong? What if I'm wrong and it's all a scam? What did I lose? I lose a lifetime of being kind and good to people with a purpose. That's all I'm losing. I'm not doing that. And look, here they come. Still, I'm not. Easy entry could spur ISIS attack. Ooh, ISIS is coming, guys. If they come, I'll blame them when it happens. Guys, we're going to do 3 birthdays. Just 3. And I'm not, look at that, I'm not playing around today. It's Pisces. I'm doing only 3, folks. Pisces, this is the wheel of deal. Don't hold back for taking a risk because you fear it might cost you money if it goes wrong. The planets indicate that even if that were to happen, that you will gain more than you lose in the long term. All experience is good experience. I don't believe that all experience is good experience. I had one night in college where 3 guys, but I digress. I don't think all experience is good experience. That sounds like cap. I don't. That's what us young kids say, cap. By the way, I got a blue jay living in my backyard, Aries, and he's a talker. Rah, 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 like a damn crow out there. What did I do, Aries? Beautiful blue jay in my backyard. If someone tries to make you feel bad about doing something or not doing something, under no circumstances must you allow it to affect you. Let them know that emotional blackmail is not going to work on you today or any other day. By the way, guys, I saw Danny on the way here. Hey man, can you help me out? He looked good. He looked horrible, but he looked way better than the last few times I saw him. And I knew he was doing much better because I said to him, I said, oh man, I ain't got it today. He goes, okay man, go Warriors. He's a sports fan apparently. He said, go Warriors. And usually when Danny's in a bad way, he'll say, can you help me out in a 5 or a 10? And then you say, I don't got it. He'll go, you sure man? Come on man. Now you in a 5? Just give me $8, guys. He didn't do any of that today, so I know he's when he's really tripping. I was surprised. He looked clean, he looked good, and then I walked away and I felt my pocket and I had like money left over from last night from the Girl Scout cookie thing. So I could have, if I see him again, I'll hook him up. But I'm going to the grocery store after this, and hopefully I'll see Country out there. Uh-oh, it's Taurus. Does anybody know a good Taurus in the house? As communications planet Mercury begins its retrograde phase today, you may find it hard to get through to people you usually get along with quite well. Unless you absolutely must reach a decision regarding your financial situation, just leave it alone for a while. And because it's an Easter miracle, and it's I'm going to do one bonus. I have a huge party tonight at the Hard Rock at 7:30. It's 350 people. I don't know what it is, but I'll be over there if it's something good. It's Sagittarius. How are we going to do a show without Sagittarius? I'm trying to retreat. No, really. Okay, haven't gotten it yet. No. There's a Rev likes to engage with everybody. If you guys who can't see me or you don't hear me, Rev is in there, and Rev will be happy to oblige. Sagittarius. We're in the dawning of the age of Sagittarius. You have imposed a number of restrictions on yourself in recent weeks, and unfortunately that means your options are now somewhat limited. Work with those restrictions over the next few days and aim to create something that makes them worthwhile. Sounds like a whole bunch of mumbo jumbo to me. I don't know what. Guys, I have 6 of these. Some in gold. And they're really, really super nice. How do I do it? Put on the armor of God on your whole body. I'll be giving these out, and I have 6 Jesus pieces. They're really small, super cute, silver Jesus pieces. We're going to have a contest. Rev's going to handle it. I don't know how he does it. I don't know how he does all that. But I would like to give out some of these. It's from Ephesians 6:13 through 17. Put on the whole armor of God. It's actually really beautiful. There it is. Where are we at? We gotta go this way. It's an absolutely stunning piece. Beautiful. And I'm going to be giving out 10 pieces total. I think there's 5 of these left, and the Jesus pieces will be here Thursday. And I'll do, next week we'll have something really cute and sweet where everybody who wants to rock one can rock one. It's a Mr. T starter kit. This is the first piece. Then you're going to have hundreds of... Jesus is not Palestinian. Oh boy. Cause some drama up in here. I don't want no static. That says it. I'm not saying it. I'm just reading. A noted biblical scholar is blasting left-leaning politicians for floating the idea that Jesus Christ was a Palestinian, saying liberals have mischaracterized reality. This Easter, let's not try to pretend Jesus was a Palestinian Jew. I heard he was from Oklahoma and had blonde hair and blue eyes. That's what Ted Cruz says. Boston University scholar Paula Fredrickson wrote in the Washington Post, calling Jesus a Palestinian or even a Palestinian Jew is all about modern politics. Besides being historically false, the claim is inflammatory. Christ was born in Bethlehem. That's all I got to say on that. Mama told me that Christ was born in a manger. Netanyahu says the world has quickly forgotten October 7th. I have not forgotten that horrible, horrible day. And there are still, I think, about 100 people kidnapped that need to be returned. People are saying that he is not the same as he was. He's now a maniac. Squad member Representative Jamal Bowman blasted Benjamin Netanyahu as a maniac on Saturday while branding the Prime Minister an obstacle and obsolete to peace in Gaza and the Strip. I don't think the answer is to stomp out and kill every Palestinian you can. I don't think that's the answer. What's the answer? I don't know. This politics over there has been horrible for decades and decades. I pray we can find peace, a two-state union where something happens where these guys do their thing. They're never going to be buddy-buddies. And these guys do their thing and never the twain shall meet. I don't know any other way of doing it. Okay. I have been listening to Beyonce's album. Now, I'm a Beyonce fan. I love Queen Bee. I've never gone to her concerts. I've seen her twice in concert, but I didn't go for her. She was performing with Destiny's Child once and by herself once, because I used to go to the Essence Music Festival, and she performed fantastic, by the way. But now, if you want to go, I get my ladies tickets, but they're thousands of dollars. Her new album, I love it. I don't care. I played it the first time. I was like, don't know how to feel about it because it's not really country. There's about 2 or 3 country songs on there. This ain't Texas. Ain't no hold 'em. We go round, round, round. Woo! So you're hanging up. Park your car keys. Texas Hold'em is so now it's very catchy. Got white boys out there with boots chewing tobacco. This ain't Texas. I don't hold 'em. We go round, round. Anyways, so I didn't find it to be a country album. There are some country songs on there, but it's a very personal album. She does a remake of Jolene. Jolene, 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 Jolene. I'm begging you to please don't take my man. Now that is Dolly Parton's version. Dolly Parton is some young girl begging Jolene, the prettiest girl with auburn hair, please don't take my man. I'm begging you, just because you can, don't take my man. Well, Beyonce has a song called Jolene, same beat, same everything, except she changed the words. Like, I dare you, bitch. Take my man, you don't want this smoke. There's gonna be some problems if you take my man. So it's a really, I think it's a very well-rounded, beautiful album. If you get a chance, you can listen to it free. You can go on YouTube and listen to various songs, or you can go on any musical platform. And if you ain't got it, I'll send you some of the tracks. Got one called Protection, about her family and her daughter. She has another one called My Daughter, which had me crying in the park. I was buying them damn cookies from the Girl Scouts, and I was crying, and they were like, you okay, sir? I go, I'm listening to Beyonce. Her daughter's precious cargo. So if you get a chance, head them up and move them out. Beyonce is in full cowgirl mode as she promotes her new album, Cowboy Carter, in Japan. Look at that dress. By the way, if you know her number, I need to, RJ, if you can get me Beyonce's number, I just need to, Lemonade is one of her best albums, and I played it 2 or 3 times before I even liked it. I have to hear things a couple times, dissect them, hear the production, hear the singing. I think it's one of her best sang albums. It's not R&B. Her R&B, she gets in that groove and she does her R&B thing, you're going to like it if you like R&B. This is different. So she really had to do some runs. Listen to her song Daughter. She does opera, like in the middle of this thing. It's insane. Alright, let's see, I'm not doing that, I don't want to do that, I'm not doing that. Jolene, Jolene, I'll punch your face if you come and try to take my man. Jolene, I'll cut you in the parking lot just because I can. There was an explosion at the home of the Libyan Prime Minister. The residence of Libyan Prime Minister Abdul Ahmad el-Dibadi was targeted with rocket-propelled grenades Sunday. You think we got it bad here? Okay, I saw this last night. I was too disgusted to watch it. 7 kids shot at the mall. The youngest one was 12. Gunfire injured 7 minors in Indiana. I don't know the story. I'm going to read it for the first time. I saw it on the news 2 or 3 times last night. I just couldn't. It was Easter. At least 7 children between the ages of 12 and 17 were wounded in a mass shooting in a busy downtown Indianapolis mall. Officers were on patrol at around 11 p.m. when they heard gunshots near the Circle Center Mall, a shopping plaza downtown in Indianapolis. After rushing to the area, the West Maryland Street officers located a large group of juveniles, including 6 with gunshot wounds. All the victims were taken to the hospitals, with 7th arriving thereafter. One child arrived at the hospital in critical condition, but has since been upgraded to stable. I am very, very happy to report 7 shot, no fatalities as of yet. Probably a small caliber handgun. 8 immigrants die in a boat disaster. What makes someone get in one of those rickety piece of crap boats to flee to somewhere else? It's where they're at. That's why when I see migrants, I never shake my head, oh, you pieces of crap. I say, what a life has this person had to flee from to get here? Nobody's leaving their mansion in Chile to come here. They're leaving poverty and gangs and violence and rape, and they're risking it all with their children and their families to get here. Mexican authorities are investigating the capsizing of a boat off the coast of the southern state of Oaxaca, killing 8 of the 9 Chinese migrants on board. I looked up the word migrant. You could look it up. A migrant is somebody who leaves their home in search of a better life for them or their family. That's migrant. The vessel turned over Friday in Oaxaca. Only survivor was a man. Said the boat was steered by a Mexican, and they had left Tapachula. Tapachula is on the border of Guatemala, where many migrants hoping to get to the United States depart from. The difficulty of obtaining visas for the United States and the economic aftershocks of COVID lockdowns have led to a sharp increase of Chinese appearing at the U.S.-Mexican border. These people have nothing. No food, no nothing. It took 4 cowboys. Joe would like this. It took 4 cowboys, 3 dogs, and a pack of chow chow to finally wrangle 2 feral cows who had been on the lam in Oklahoma for years. For 2 years, these 2 cows are running around. The crew chased the Black Angus cattle across 19 miles over 2 hours last week until the cows grew tired enough to be roped and carried off to safety. The capture put to the end the pair's 2-year reign in the terror of Brenda Stapleton's Tulsa County property, which they seemingly called home after surviving a truck collision. So a truck collided, the cows escaped, they went out into some lady's property and said, we're here, this is our new... They were like squatters. This is my new shit, I'm staying here, lady. They're beautiful. They just can't be in my yard, said Stapleton. They turned up on Stapleton's property in 2022 after a trailer overturned on Interstate 244, freeing 90 cows. While most of those cows were captured within hours, the 2 black beauties made themselves comfortable in Stapleton's yard, munching on her grass, leaving large cow patties in their wake. The mischievous duo is also known to creep up near her windows and had even unplugged her septic tank on numerous occasions, which forced waste flow to go back into her house. Now I see why she's mad. Stapleton stressed the roving bovines also posed a safety issue, risking being hit by passing motorists. The Tulsa County Sheriff's Office had repeatedly tried to shoo the beasts away, but exhausted their efforts. Fortunately, a crew of wrangling hobbyists, they were sitting around going, you know what? We should go rope them cows, Jimbo. I will, Billy Bob. Anyway, they ain't caught the cows. All right. All that to say they caught the cows. The Pope, not only did Christ rise, but the Pope rose. Look, Pope rises again. He's just getting out of the wheelchair to do Easter Mass. He's very sick. Pope Francis, who was on my show, by the way, that's a fact. Pope Francis is held back in a wheelchair Sunday as he leads the Easter Mass at St. Pete's Square in the Vatican. I actually wasn't YouTubing, I was Facebooking, and came to town, and I tried to catch him for like 5 or 6 days. I've been to New Year's a whole bunch of times, and probably the craziest crowd was the Michael Jackson That wasn't New Year's. But the craziest was the Pope. Because everywhere you went, there was 500 people deep on the sidewalk like this. Anywhere you went. You never got to see the Pope just with being able to move your arms. You had to be like this for hours. And on the very last day, he went by Central Park in his little Pope-mobile. And I have that video on my Facebook. I have to upload it to YouTube so you guys can see it. I don't know why I started yelling, "Yo, Papa! Papa!" Took me back to my college years. 5 injured in a church fire. At least 5 people, including 3 firefighters, were injured when flames broke out in Brooklyn at a church where 170 worshipers gathered on Easter Sunday. Damn candles. The 5-alarm blaze was reported just after 2 p.m. of Our Lady of Rosary Pompeii Church in East Williamsburg. About 44 fire companies, 44 fire companies, that's a lot, responded. Officials said 1 firefighter fell through the floor but managed to continue battling the blaze. That's a gangster right there. He fell through the floor and still was fighting with deadly Russian strike. Russian shelling killed at least 3 people in different regions of the Ukraine. I'm not doing that. God bless them. I pray that that thing ends sooner than later. Elderly woman stabbed repeatedly in a Bronx building. Elderly woman stabbed repeatedly. There's a special place in hell for the stabber. An elderly woman was stabbed multiple times in the head on Sunday after an attacker followed her into the elevator at a residential Bronx building. The unidentified 75-year-old woman was stabbed in the face and head inside their Morris Ave apartment at 11:30 a.m. Police later apprehended a suspect. The victim was transported to St. Barnabas Hospital. Her condition and reaction in relation of her attacker are unknown. It's unclear. I believe the person that did it should take a little ride in the back of one of those cop cars. All right, you caught me. You taking me to jail, pig? No, we're going to take you on a quick little trip out to the woods. I want to show you something. Me and my partner have been dying to try out our new nightsticks. And I think you would be a good candidate. That's what you do. You take him on a ride he'll never forget. Then when you get to the police station, you make sure you tell the sergeant on duty, "Oh my God, he fell down the steps twice. And then he fell up the steps. I don't know, this guy's clumsy, Sarge. Both his legs, his knees, and his balls are broken. I don't know what happened. I can't think. It's a mystery. It's a mystery." And the sergeant would be like, "Okay, O'Reilly, I got you. He fell up the steps." Yeah, a person stabbed an elderly lady in a dam. He was placed under arrest Sunday evening and charges against him were pending. He was let go 2 hours later. I made that part up. All right, I think we're coming to the end of the road. At my very last show, if you're just tuning in, we did 1,277 shows. Today is 1,278. Today is April 1st, and it's my very last show. Or is it? It's April Fool's. It was an April Fool's gag that went awry. I said it was my last show. Rev tried to jump off his roof, but he lives on a 1-story, so I assume he's okay. Are you guys watching any of the Final Four? I usually watch the last 3 minutes of every Final Four game. Last night, North Carolina State ousted their rival, Duke, to continue a miracle run to the Final Four. So you've got Purdue beating Tennessee. North Carolina State beat Duke. And Final Four Saturday. Here's the Final Four, guys. And you can get in on the action. You can win fabulous prizes. Somebody want to win these sunglasses? You can win them right here on the Boogie Bob Show. You can win ear pods, slightly used ear pods. right here on the Boogie Bob Show. Or fabulous jewelry items that I paid $1.67 on Temu for. You can win all of this and many more. All you got to do is pick the final 4 winners and exact points and their social security numbers. If you win all those things, you're going to win fabulous jewelry. This Saturday, it's going to be North Carolina State against Purdue. I am picking Purdue on that one. And then Alabama against UConn. I got to go with my old alma mater, Alabama. My brother went to Penn State. I went to State Penn. Did you guys, some of you saw it when I had Martha Stewart on my show. Martha Stewart was on my show. She was on the cover at the age of like 87. She was on the cover of Swimsuit Edition, Sports Illustrated, but also on the cover was my baby, Angel Reese. Now, if you happen to watch this episode, you saw that I asked her to marry me on camera. And it wasn't like me yelling to celebs, will you marry me? And this was different because our arms were around each other, embracing. And I said, will you marry me? She said, it's a no for now, which is leaving the door open a little bit. By the way, I'm 6'2". She's taller than me. Man, she's fine. Man, she's fine. It's a no for now. So I just have to I'll take the L on that one. It's a no for now. Mary J. Blige turned me down. Keisha Cole has turned me down. Pam Anderson did not turn me down. She says, you sure you don't want that? It doesn't work out very well. So she's still open, and Angel Reese is a no for now. I did get in her DM. Also, Scarlett. Scarlett actually said yes. So I'm kind of engaged to like 9 women who don't know me. And I'm engaged to 9 different women who hate me. Not including Bria and the other 8 that do know me. Alright. I know it's illegal to get married. Unless you live in Utah, you can't marry like 10 people. But isn't it illegal for me to be engaged to all these women? I could be in some serious trouble. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I want to say to you guys, please, if you have any goodness in your heart, today is a wonderful day to share it by being kind and loving to each other. If you're good to each other, the world will be such a better place. Also, the lottery is $1 billion right now. Now, if I won, you're all pieces of crap. I'm going to disconnect this show. I'm going to block everybody except Rev. Everybody else is a piece of crap. Now, if I lose, I want to apologize for what I just said, because I don't think it's a fair representation of your character. But it's $1 billion. So thank you guys so much. You guys, we're going to go over to the Discord now where we're having a shirts and skins game. I'm going to be shirts. But if you're skins, RJ and Rev are both skins today. They're taking off their shirt. We're going to have a really fun time. If you go over to the Discord right now, everybody in there is enrolled to win one of these fabulous pieces. I'm not joking about that. Rev and I are going to set it up. It's going to be, they're really beautiful. Very, very beautiful. Thank you for tuning in. Please be good to every human being and animal you meet. Let's talk again real soon. I love you all. God bless you. Thank you.